Oh, too close. Better. Right, we're on. This is just the most solid golf tip you'll ever come across to add power to your golf swing. There's no other way to describe it. It's just an absolutely solid golf tip. On the way through, I'm going to give you a drill to try to make sure you can feel the solid contact which you can create, or the power you can create. But this really is, it's a game changer. It's one of these tips that you will take to the golf course, you will practice on the golf course, and immediate sensation you receive will be one that is a correct action in which the golf swing should be moved in during the motion of the swing. Starting to blur a little bit now, so we'll just move on. Okay, just before we start, I'm going to wait until you've clicked that subscribe button. That'd be good. Just hold on. It's not going to start until you've done it. Good? Okay, let's go. I was given this tip a long time ago when I was doing my training. It was a golf pro at the Belfry, which is the PGA National Training Academy. I can't remember his name, I can't remember who he was, but I do remember I think it was my second year residential week. And the guy told me this, and it's stuck with me ever since. It's, as I say, it really is just a pure solid golf tip. Bear this in mind for the whole of this video, that the golf swing rotates round the left wrist. Got it? Left wrist, that's right. So the golf swing rotates, the golf club rotates around the left wrist. Comes down, 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 rotates around the left wrist. Left wrist rotates around that left wrist. So if I take my golf club out in front of me, let's do it this way, face onto camera. Take my golf club, take my grip, put the club straight up in front of me. Now this golf club, I'm going to get it to rotate around my left wrist, like so. And I'm going to do that, I'm going to add some speed to that. Now that is powerful. It takes quite a bit of effort to do that though, if I'm doing it just one hand. So the left wrist is staying in position, the left hand's not moving. I'm trying to keep the left hand exactly where it is, but you can see I'm creating power as the club rotates around the left wrist. Let me do that this way. So I'll add my right hand on just for some stability. I'll take the right hand off. Oh, I can feel how the club head rotates around that left wrist. Now if we get that impact, that's very powerful. Although it does stress you out slightly, it's quite hard to achieve. That was hard, but it gives you an instant sensation of how the left wrist works and how the club has to rotate around that. So the left wrist there was moving in this action. Okay, there was no bowing or cupping. It was moving in this action to get that club to rotate around it. That, ladies and gents, is power. Now if I take the golf club, starting the same action, club straight up in front of me. So before we moved club head clockwise and anti-clockwise, clockwise, around the left wrist, and the left wrist stayed in position, the arm stayed in position. That is stressful, but powerful. If I can get that going at a dynamic speed or adding speed to that during the golf swing, that's very, very powerful motion. Now I'm going to change the centre of the swing from the left wrist to the middle of the shaft. So if I take my same position, and I make the centre of the shaft the point of rotation, you'll see that my hands and arms move from side to side. Now that's easier to do. I can apply a lot of speed doing that, but I have very little control over that. So my hands are moving all over the place. The centre of rotation is now the centre of the golf shaft. I'll put my hands there. So centre of rotation is here, centre of the shaft. But look, I have no control, but I can do it with speed. It's less stressful, not nearly as easy to control. Again, I'll do it this way. You can see my arms moving. Centre of rotation is the middle of the shaft. So moving the centre of rotation to the middle of the shaft, how does that look during the downswing? So the centre of rotation being the middle of the shaft, that means we're adding loft or we're de-lofting. So I'm coming in this fashion or this fashion into impact. Okay, you can see how inconsistent that'll be. Easy to do. Or rotating the club head around the left wrist. The impact would be that motion. Much more controlled, harder to do. So practicing to control the club head around the left wrist is much more efficient. It's going to improve ball strike, but harder to do. But once you've mastered it, once you do the drill and master it, you can feel it straight away. You'll feel how, I mean, it's just one solid golf drill. Take your address position, do the motion, keep the left wrist exactly where it is. Club down, try and feel the same motion here. You can feel the club rotating around the left wrist. So it's rotating around the left wrist like so. And it's not bowing the left wrist and cupping the left wrist. We've not got bowing and cupping. None of that and that. But we've got that to that. Rolling it round. That's different. That action there is different than that action there. So, so what I'm saying there is don't cheat. Do it right, do it correct. We're here to improve, you know. So we're going to feel that. Which is that. Want the golf ball, feeling the same motion, back of the left hand to the ground on the way through, that way there's no cupping or bowing. Solid. One more. Here's the alternative. Hands leading too much, club head leading too much. Centre of rotation, centre of the shaft. Come down here, hands are too far ahead, lofts off, very hard to release golf club. Release too early, club head passes hands, centre of rotation, middle of the shaft, or alternatively, we continue down in this fashion where the club head rotates around the left wrist. Club head rotates around the left wrist. Wow. Right, there we go. So, centre of rotation being the left wrist. That's what we're after. Stressful, quite hard to do, but really good solid tip. That's no use. Guys, we'll see you next video. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.